Well, actually, hold on. One other thing, guys. Check this out. Okay. Today, over in Italy, before I get into the volcano report, there's something going on. There's something going on over in Italy today. Now, we told you guys we would be topping out near 4, right? Okay, in the 4 range, okay? And we were talking about the potential going up to 5, okay? Well, today, first of all, at the start of the day, a 4 was on here. The 4 disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. Either they downgraded it to 3.5, but you can go back on the list. See, many stations reported above 4 on that first earthquake. Then, today, there was a report of a refinery explosion. Now look at that. I'm not going to play it due to copyright or whatever, guys, but you can go look this up. A refinery explosion up at a place called Sannazaro di Burgondi. Okay, now if you go look at the reports, all the reports say north of Milan. Now I'm going to go put this in and show you where it is, and it's not north of Milan. This is a cover-up, guys. I'm going to show you where it is first, then you guys are going to understand why there's a cover-up involved with this. Okay, so we're zooming in on Sant'Azzaro di Burgondi. Now here is the refineria. Okay, massive refinery, right? Okay, now take a look at where this is in relation to Milan and Torino. Back this out a little bit more, okay? So we have Torino over to the west. Here's Milan, right? And Torino over here to the west. See it here, marked, okay? So it's in between Milan and Torino, and again, you just saw it with your own eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the USGS plate boundary map. Now this is crucial for understanding what's going on here, guys. Okay, we'll get over into Europe. Look where the plate boundary runs through. Between Torino and Milan, and we zoom in here, and guys, I mean the town is right on top of the plate boundary. They built a refinery right on top of the plate boundary. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, take a look at the plate boundary again and understand that there's been a swarm and 70 centimeters of movement happening down to the south, about 27.5 inches of rise and fall happening at central Italy. Then, today, out of nowhere, a mystery 5.1 was detected somewhere in the region around Foggia. Look where Foggia is. And I mean, it was right here and directly on the red line. Not to the east, not to the west, directly on the red line. Well, you go over and check the seismologist page here, and let's just do this so you guys can see it yourself. See how it says Southern Italy 5.1, and we're going to click on this. Now we've got, what, 9 or 10 stations reporting. Listen to this, 5.4, 5.0, 4.8, 5.4, 5.1, 5.2, 4.8, 5.2. Okay, all at pretty much the same time within a few seconds of each other, within the same minute. So what does that mean? Well, guys, it means that the plate boundary itself today is in flux. And the area from all the way up here in between Milan and Torino, all the way down here to Foggia, moved. And it wasn't an earthquake, quote unquote, it was plate boundary movement, adjustment happening on either side, tension being released out of central Italy from that 70 centimeters of movement. Now both sides have compensated, and that led to a refinery blast up to the north. They'll have some creative excuse for it, guys. They'll have a creative excuse for the mystery earthquake. This isn't the first time. This happened before. Remember? Go back a month. There was a 5.1 or it was a 5.1 or a 5.2 struck east of Monopoly. See Monopoly here? It struck out here, out in the Adriatic. Same thing. Like 10 stations reported it, but this time it was from Montenegro, not from France. So 10 Montenegro stations detected a 5 here. No one reported it. They tried to pretend like it didn't happen. Then, the next day, the same size earthquake struck back in central Italy. And that's how we knew that something did move down here east of Monopoly. And guess what moved before that? Before Monopoly, the Greece mountain range was moved a half inch to the west. Here at the Ionia range, moved to the west by a half inch. So you got to understand, even though it's not showing up as an earthquake felt by everyone, the plate boundary obviously moved today, causing a huge explosion up at a refinery on the plate boundary to the north, a renewed swarm, 3s, striking mid-range, and then a 5 overall detected movement-wise by 10 different stations around the region. But nobody felt it because it's the whole country of Italy moving. You'll find out. I'll stand by this. We'll find out if they really got guts about admitting this stuff. A professional will come out and take a new GPS reading. Hell, you guys could go do it. You'd have to know what it was before, but you could go measure it and say, wow, it just moved 3 centimeters today. Like, what happened? Oh my God, the whole plate boundary moved from Milan all the way down to Foggia in one day, maybe even just a few hours, and it's detected as, boom, a 5.1. But it's not a 5.1. It's a plate boundary moving. It's just a supposition on my part. How could you get a refinery on the plate boundary to the north, a swarm in the middle, and a 5.1 to the south, and not have them be related in the same day? Right? And then, also, look to the north. Right to the north, Switzerland's swarming, letting you know the area's in flux going into South Germany. So Switzerland's swarming too, letting you know the plate boundary is literally being pressed. What's it being pressed by? Oh, I don't know. All the earthquakes that just struck yesterday, you saw it. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just literally saying all the different 4s that struck over the past day and a half. I mean, a mine collapsed up in Poland from that 4.5. So that's what's going on over in Italy, okay? Isn't that wild? So that being said, now let's go over and look at our volcano report. To do that, we go to